After 6 seasons of The Sopranos, the acclaimed HBO series came to an end in one of the most talked-about finales in TV history. Given the massive success of the show throughout its 1999 to 2007 run, there were many questions as to why it ended. A number of reasons can contribute to a show ending, from the creative energy running dry to the viewership declining. However, The Sopranos ushered in a new era of television where the showrunners told complete and complex stories that would inevitably reach a fitting conclusion. When David Chase created the series, The Sopranos changed television with a daring, bold, and utterly unique approach to storytelling. Tony Soprano was a protagonist that audiences were interested in, as a mobster dealing with his own mental health issues, but he was also a monster who did irredeemable things. The groundbreaking show won 21 Emmys and was nominated for 111 more while helping to establish HBO as a network of prestige television. Part of the lasting legacy may have been that The Sopranos chose to end while it was still one of the best shows on television. David Chase chose to end The Sopranos with Season 6. The Sopranos lasted longer than originally planned. The Sopranos lasted for 6 seasons, the last of which was split into 2 parts in 2006 and 2007, and the decision to end the series ultimately lay with creator David Chase. When The Sopranos finale aired in June 2007, the series hadn't experienced any major drop in viewership, so it wasn't HBO who was calling for its cancellation. Rather, The Sopranos ended because Chase drafted the best finale for the story, which he told a crowd gathered for his Paddy Chayefsky Laurel Award for television acceptance in 2008 after an extended hiatus between seasons 5 and 6. This isn't to say there wasn't some HBO interference, particularly early on. According to interviews in Alan Sepinwall's and Matt Zoller Seitz's book The Soprano Sessions, Chase didn't want to continue with the show past its 2nd season, but pay raises for himself and his cast made ducking out early a near impossibility. By the time the 4th season was winding down, Chase says, "I thought I had more to give The Sopranos. I wasn't ready to give up. I was feeling really good, and I wanted to keep doing it." Why David Chase didn't end The Sopranos earlier? The show's success pushed The Sopranos creator to make Season 6. After finally winning the Best Drama Series Emmy for the show's 5th season, then HBO chairman Chris Albrecht said in the New York Times that Chase felt really reinvigorated. Therefore, an initial plan to produce 10 more episodes and sign off transformed into a deal for 21. Those 21 new The Sopranos episodes were filmed in one continuous production cycle and then premiered as 2 separate parts, the first in March 2006 and the second in January 2007. In this way, Chase satisfied the coffers of HBO leadership, who of course wanted their flagship program to continue as long as possible, while still staying true to the story he set out to tell at the beginning. The result was a finale that came not because of declining ratings or creative bankruptcy, but because of the organic nature of the storytelling. The tale of Tony Soprano and his 2 families had run its course. It's a credit to HBO for trusting that course throughout the run of The Sopranos, but it's Chase who knew just when to cut to black. How The Sopranos set up its finale. Death was surrounding Tony in the final episodes. While there is a lot of debate about what happens to Tony Soprano in The Sopranos finale, the lead-up to the show's ending does a great job of preparing the audience for his possible end. Given the life of crime that Tony has chosen for himself, danger and possible death are things that were always part of the show. There had been numerous attempts on his life, but as the show led up to the finale, it certainly felt like his death could be a realistic end for the series. The very real threat was coming from Phil Leotardo, a fellow mobster who Tony has always been at odds with. Their bad blood continued to worsen over the years with deaths on both sides, which each man blames on the other. In the final episodes of the series, their rivalry ignited into an all-out war which led to the death of Bobby Baccalieri and an attempt on Silvio Dante's life that left him in a coma he was unlikely to wake from. Aside from his own life now being in danger, death was following Tony around in the final episodes. His troubled son, AJ, attempted to drown himself in the family pool while Tony killed his nephew, Christopher, a few short episodes before the end of the series. Death was left lingering in the air in the final episodes, setting the stage for the pulse-pounding finale in which the audience was expecting some big deaths. However, it is not surprising that the show didn't follow through on how fans expected things to play out.